Welcome to Robertland. Oh, yeah, I'm excited, man. In Jamaica, we have Halloween, man. That is very inappropriate for. This is recorded in 1995.
You know,
Don't
it's
give me
okay,
guff.
dude. If you were in a reggae band, it'd be all right, bro.
That's true. You could just be in a reggae band and just appropriate all you want. My name is Robert Thompson. Welcome to the Robertland Podcast. I'm excited because this is your favorite not safe for work fast food comedy podcast. It's a good show. It's going to be a great one. It's Halloween time. We're talking about extinct California food restaurants, fast food. And today, of course, as always, we've got Mr. Wario himself. Roscoe.
That's about as far as my
that was
Italian
good.
goes.
That was good, dude.
I don't really know much Italian, but I know that. That's about all of the Italian.
You sound very Italian, and we've got another man of Latin descent.
Cody.
Oh, shit.
I'm Cody, bro.
Whoa,
Brody?
all the way from
I'm
San
Brody.
Diego.
Yeah, I'm coming from the big waves. Cowabunga, dude.
You got cool hair.
You look like
Come on, man. All good, huh?
You're like a Martian Swedish guy. Like it's great.
I've changed costumes. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm Lance Armstrong now.
Whoa.
Yeah, now.
With one nut.
One nut walker over here.
Nice,
Lance
dude.
Armstrong, everybody.
I just loved
Lance
it how you
Armstrong.
went from Dracula Marley to fucking
Dracula Marley to
yeah.
to whatever I am now. But it's in the moment. But guys, before we get to our episode,
We don't even know what this episode is.
It is on Swenson.
Halloween,
Is it
baby.
Swenson's?
No, Clifton's.
It's Clifton, and this is the first of the series. We're starting off with Clifton's.
We're gonna
Feliz
Halloween, start
right?
with
Clifton's,
Clifton's.
yeah.
Or anything. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Well,
Yeah.
this is the month of Halloween. This is spooky month.
Oh.
It's not even
Yeah,
Halloween.
this is
We're
Happy Little Wayne.
We're starting this fucker off real good with
Yeah.
Clifton's Cafeteria. Wow.
Yeah, this is all on this series. This month is all our what we're calling the Dead series. We're going to cover extinct fast food restaurants.
And a spoiler alert,
California.
you mentioned Swenson's. Swenson's will be the last.
Ooh,
That's going to be the last one.
Stay
So
tuned.
Stay tuned this month, guys. Swenson's is going to be the last of the Dead series.
But before
All
we
right,
get to
Paul.
Clifton's, we're going to go to our favorite segment, your favorite segment, a fast food minute with Zach Hillman. Enjoy.
This is Fast Food Minute with Zach Hillman. Having trouble choosing between burgers and pizza? Why not settle for the worst of both worlds? In 2012, Pizza Hut Middle East decided to try out a pizza with miniature cheeseburgers baked into the crust. If you're wondering what it looks like, imagine if somebody sprinkled iceberg lettuce on the Eye of Sauron. The Crown Crust Pizza, as it was dubbed, was part of Pizza Hut Middle East's goal to make the most royal pizza of all time. Which is ironic since Louis XIV famously refused to even wipe his ass with Pizza Hut. He preferred his KFC gravy bidet.
That was spooky this time. It was fucking spooky.
That was
man.
scary, dude.
It was spooky. My back hair stood up.
Is it?
Yeah, because it was spooky.
You know what's really spooky?
Don't worry, I'll lick it so it goes down again.
Oh. You know what I like is when a man like gently blows in your balls to give your nuts goosebumps.
That's the best way to fucking relax.
Anyways, Clifton's, I'm excited
Clifton's.
to talk about.
Clifton's Cafeteria. This is the perfect Robertland episode. This is what Robertland is supposed to be, and what it's all encapsulated. This is the perfect Robertland episode. Period.
I'm
Period.
excited. Wow.
It doesn't get any better than Clifton's Cafeteria for Robertland.
I'm all ears.
And for our Robert Thompson, I'm surprised that you don't know much about this because
I never heard of Cliftons.
I'm a big fan. Cliftons?
Cliftons.
There was wow. Have you guys ever heard of Clifton's Cafeteria?
I haven't.
No?
Not at all.
They don't have
Robert?
it in Mars.
Robert, what do you know about Clifton's Cafeteria? Anything?
They don't have it in Pacific Beach,
I'm very
man.
familiar. Clifton's is a place I've heard mentioned many times because it was such a staple. It was like when I think of Clifton's, this is from what I know in my brain, is it's a famous steakhouse.
No.
So it's not.
Not even close.
But I just imagine it being like, I remember, I think it was mentioned in like I Love Lucy or something.
I want to take a guess.
Maybe, I don't know.
I want to take a guess. Cliftons?
Clifton's.
That's somebody's last name?
No.
Oh, snap.
I've heard of it though.
Clifford Clinton.
Oh, it's a mix.
It's a mix,
Whoa.
which was popular at the time with a lot of different restaurants of that era. Clifton's was probably the first.
70s or 50s?
30s.
30s.
And Clifton's
30s.
has they have a long history of being restaurateurs in the United States. This is a long history. I'm going to try to get through it as best as I possibly can. It's rich, it's
What,
deep,
you're laughing.
it's hard, it's thrusting, it's awesome. Clifton's is the fucking best. You've never been.
Never even heard of it.
I have been, and I will say it is the coolest restaurant that I've ever been to in my entire life.
Like
and
that?
And it fucking doesn't exist right now. Well, actually, you know what? We'll get to there. But I got a chance to eat there not too long ago. In the last 5 years, I ate there, and yeah, baby, it was fucking rad.
Radical.
But we're gonna get to. I want to talk about even what I paid. All right, so this is going to mostly revolve around the downtown Los Angeles Brookdale location. So we're going to get into all the other locations because this at one point in time was a chain, and there's a specific purpose with all of the Cliftons cafeterias. All right. David Harrison Clinton came to Los Angeles from Missouri in 1888. He purchased the Southern Hotel and its dining room in downtown Los Angeles. David's son Edmund settled in San Francisco, where him and his wife Gertrude became co-owners of a cafeteria-style restaurant called Dennett's. Now, being a Bay Area native, I know nothing about Dennett's. I looked it up. I couldn't find shit about Dennett's, but apparently it was a cafeteria-style chain in San Francisco that they owned. Like Denny's, but Dennett's. So Clifford, one of Edmund's 5 children, learned the restaurant trade while working at his father's restaurants, and along with 2 partners, he bought out his father's interest in Dennett's. Due to differences in opinions over business practices, he relinquished his ownership to his partners and moved to LA in 1931. Establishing his restaurants during the Great Depression and using the knowledge gained from working his family's cafeteria chain in San Francisco, Edmund Clinton made a point to never turn anyone away, even if they had no money. What are you laughing about?
The fact that this man was so gracious to these people.
No, it's just the time and everything. I thought you were going to say Mexicans. Okay, anyway.
He turned. Well, hey, you know what? I'll get into that too, because there's some shit. There's because racism was, it's still prevalent to this day, but.
No, it was at the other hand.
It's fine.
I'm scared, guys. Halloween's really getting me. Okay.
Because you know that me as a white man.
I thought Clifton was here, man.
I love the Mexicans. Me as a white man, so.
Yeah, so even back in the 30s, he was really he didn't give a shit about making profits. He just wanted to make sure that he was making a half-cent of profit per customer.
Half-cent?
Yeah. During a 3-month period of time, 10,000 people ate for free. 10,000 people he fed for free during the Great Depression.
What a pimp, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. That's cool.
So
right?
Clinton, this is the Cafe of the Golden Rule, he called it. Clinton leased a distressed cafeteria in 1931. The location was 618th South Olive Street in LA, and founded what his customers referred to as the Cafeteria of the Golden Rule. Patrons were obliged to pay only what they felt was fair, according to a neon sign that flashed, "Pay what you wish." The cafeteria at the western terminus of Route 66 was notable for serving people of all races, which this was included in the Green Book. I don't know if you guys have you know about the Green Book.
That movie.
The movie was fucking stupid. I hated that fucking movie so much. Did you see the Green Book?
There was like a Fairley Brothers movie, wasn't it?
It should have been.
It was like a drama.
Dude, it was fucking.
But are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. So it was in the Green Book. And apparently during the same period of time, Cliftons would take out whole page newspaper ads, and they'd say shit like, this is a quote I pulled off of somewhere. It says, "If colored skin is a passport to death for our liberties, then it's a passport to Cliftons." So apparently the family were just like, fuck all this bullshit. We'll take in anybody.
What G's, dude? What fucking dope ass people, man.
No one was doing that in that time period.
No
one in the 30s.
Yeah, that's so cool.
They didn't give a fuck. They were like, fuck. And this continued. This continued into the 40s and the 50s and everything. So in October 1932, Clinton opened up his penny cafeteria in the basement of a building at 3rd and Hill Streets. In the depths of the Depression, about 2 million meals were fed there during the 2 years that it was open. In 1935, with a motto of "Dine free unless delighted," Clifton's second golden rule was opened in 1935 when Clifford Clinton purchased the lease of a former Booze Brothers cafeteria on Broadway in downtown LA. Having himself spent time as a youth in the Santa Cruz Mountains, not far away from the Brookdale Lodge, he chose to redecorate the facility in 1939 and pattern it after the lodge. Working with rock sculptor Francois Scotti, a French artist who specialized in concrete sculptures. I looked this stuff up. It's very fucking cool, especially when you consider
with that
the time.
name. What else can you do, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be a sculptor, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, he created a 20-foot waterfall cascading into a quiet stream, which then meandered through the entire dining room, past faux redwood trees used to conceal the rooms. Faux, like fake.
Oh,
yeah,
I
like
thought
fake.
You just had an accent.
Yeah, faux.
Faux.
Fake redwood trees used to conceal the room's steel columns. Renowned Los Angeles muralist Inier Peterson. I don't know. I think it's a she. Let's just say Peterson. Inier. Hello. Created a life-size forest on the canvas to cover it wall to wall. And a small chapel was set amongst the crags to fulfill Clifford's desire to feed the soul as well as the mouth of depression-weary Angelenos. After refurbishment, he renamed the location Clifton's Brookdale. The interior included a stuffed moose head, animatronic raccoons, and a fishing bear. At one point, they even had live canaries that would come out and sing.
That's
live canaries.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
But I imagine what you said about the fishing bear and all that.
Yeah.
Like a sort of 70s. What was the rival to Chuck E. Cheese?
Remember
Oh, that was Showbiz.
Showbiz,
yeah. Something like that or no?
No, this is like back in the 40s, bro. This is fucking before Disneyland, before anything. And if you go into Clifton's to this day, it's in my opinion, it's probably better than it's ever fucking been.
Groundbreaker, huh?
Oh yeah.
So,
All right.
so the place that you go to was it like an old school? Like
It's old school, dude. 30s.
So where are we at right here?
The
What
restaurant was described as the last vestiges of old Broadway in downtown Los Angeles, with an interior that looks like a slightly down on its heels Disney version of a Twilight Forest. I actually completely disagree with that statement because somebody actually said that. I disagree. In 1939, the first Clifton's Cafeteria is remodeled to a tropical island themed and renamed Clifton's Pacific Seas. So this was the first one that he opened up. So then he redid this place as in 1939 as a fucking basically as a tiki bar. They had like fucking neon palm trees and shit in there. You could still find pictures of this place. It was fucking over the top wild. So 1942, an article in Time magazine called California Clinton's Big Job. The record number of paid meals served in one day at his two fantastic cafeterias is 26,000. He was feeding so many fucking people. Cliff's quest to feed the hungry went so deep that he started developing ways to feed the entire nation with politicians and biochemists. He founded this thing called Meals for Millions, which is an organization that feeds people with like soy products and stuff. So he was trying his best to like, how can I feed as many people as possible as cheaply as possible? That was his big goal in life. And he was doing a hell of a fucking job. All right. So by this time he had over 600 employees. He referred to all of his employees as associates, and he was giving all of his employees like a remarkable amount of benefits. Like he really treated his people, I mean, fucking beyond what anybody treated his people like. Fun fact, Welton Beckett, who designed Disney's Contemporary Resort, the Capitol Records Building, among a lot of other things.
Holy crap.
Was the designer for Brookdale. Also, Welton was best buddies with none other than Walt Disney. Go figure. I guess Disney would go into Clifton's quite a bit and was inspired a lot by the design.
Right.
It took Disney another 20 fucking years to open up Disneyland. But he would go there all the time. And Welton was the dude that really fucking went for it with Disney. So moving forward into the future, in 2006, co-owner Robert Clinton took the final steps to purchase the Broadway building.
Are they brothers or what?
It was like his son, yeah. He had been leasing the building for 71 years, with over 600 seats on 3 floors, and known as Cliftons Cafeteria. It's
600 seats?
600 seats, dude.
What?
It's noted as the oldest cafeteria in Los Angeles and the largest public cafeteria in the world in 2009. The 3rd floor included a party room, a banquet room, and many pictures of Clifford and Nelda Clifton. There's a secret room on an upper floor. There was also another set of restrooms down the stairs in the bottom basement. Never been down there. The restaurant's busiest period was during the 40s, with as many as 10,000 people a day forming a line down Broadway.
You've been to the secret room?
I have not been to the secret. Well, we'll get there. I've been to a secret room at Clifton's.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Over the years, their numbers began to decline, of course. And by 2009, Clifton's was basically down to serving 1,800 to 2,000 people a day, which is not really that. I mean, fucking, that's still 2,000 people a day.
That's wild.
That's a lot. September 2010, Clifton's Brookdale was sold to a nightclub operator who stated that he intends to preserve the food and atmosphere of Clifton's. This fucking guy dumped like over $10 million into this place. Over.
After buying it?
Yeah. On September 26, 2011, the cafeteria closed for remodeling, planned to last 3 to 6 months while the restaurant gets a new kitchen and redesigned serving area. In February 2012, the remodeling process continued with the unveiling of the original 1904 building facade, revealing through a removal of the 1963 aluminum facade. They estimated that the cafeteria would reopen in about 18 months. $10 million, dude. During renovations, a partial wall was removed, revealing a neon light that was still switched on, apparently having been continuously lit for 77 fucking years.
Can you imagine that electric bill?
It may
But
be
how can it go on that long?
77 years.
Can a neon light go? The bulb?
It did.
Go? Yeah.
It did. It may be the there you go. It may be the oldest continuously illuminated neon light in the world. The director of the MoNA, the Museum of Modern Art in Glendale, which is a cool place, called the discovery "quote unquote" incredible. The revamped restaurant had multiple eating and drinking establishments inside the building. It included a bakery, a version of the original 1935 classic cafeterias on the ground level and 2nd floor, an old school steakhouse on the 3rd floor, so you're kind of right, and a tiki-themed bar on the 4th floor, but to be named the South Seas in honor of its original 1931 facility. The combined-use building, which also included a museum called Clifton's Cabinet of Curiosities, while restoration of Clifton's at 648 Broadway has had delays. The goal of the new opener was to reopen it by 2015.
But why $10 million? Isn't that too much?
This place is fucking huge, and like, you gotta go there, dude.
So is the layout like 4 stories of different restaurants?
Kind of.
Okay.
So the restaurant finally opened October 1st, 2015, and the cafeteria was permanently closed on November 2018 and was replaced by a bar called Clifton's Republic. So that's the Brookdale location. So that's the only one that's left. So there also was Lakewood. In January 1955, it was announced that in Lakewood there would be a 3rd location for Clifton's. In 2001, it was closed after 44 years of service. In West Covina, there was one that opened in 58 that was closed in 2003.
Whoa.
There was one in 1978 opened another one in West Covina called the Greenery. After moving from its original location due to an expiring lease, Clifton relocated inside the Westfield shopping town in West Covina and renamed itself the Greenery for its garden theme. In 2003, the branch closed down, leaving Clifton's Brookdale as the only location.
Why would he change the names? I see because of his themes or whatever.
Yeah, because of the themes, yeah.
But would it be smarter to keep the same name?
I mean, it's still Clifton's. So it's like the Clifton's
Clifton's
name.
Greenery.
Yeah, the greenery. Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. My family has such a history with Covina and West Covina. So, dude, I could have totally gone to the Greenery or one of those.
You might have.
To the
Yeah.
secret room.
In Centuries, in 1965 in Century City, they opened up another branch. It operated until 1986. There was the Silver Spoon in 1975. That was opened up on 7th Street in Los Angeles. There was Woodland Hills. There was which is apparently it's still open, but that location is only used as a like an event venue. Laguna Hills in 1987. That closed in 1999, which apparently was it was all seniors that would go there, and they were super disappointed when it closed down. 1971, there was one that opened up in Whittier, and then San Bernardinus in 1974. So there was a lot of Clifton's cafeterias. However, the fucking gem, and it's still open to this day. So the franchise is dead, but Clifton's still lives on, but now it's basically bars in one building.
Clifton's, what was the name?
Clifton's Cafeteria. Yeah.
That's what's open right now.
Now it's called Clifton's Republic.
Yeah.
And that's the one. That's the one.
Yes, that's the
OG one.
And I got a chance I actually shot a YouTube video about Clifton's Cafeteria fucking years ago when that dining room opened back up.
They serve food, right?
They did, yeah.
They no longer?
So I just read on their social media that as of 2 weeks ago, they started doing pizzas there. So you can get food there, but for a while you couldn't get shit.
But it's not the same no more, huh?
Nope, it's not the same at all. And when I went there, they had just opened up the dining hall. So you walk into Clifton's, and it's so fucking rad. There's a stream to your left. It's all just decked out. It's honestly the coolest restaurant I've ever been to in my life. You walk through this little there's these cool little cabinets and all this taxidermy and weird little things that you can find, little foxes and in the trees and all these little
just a bunch of curious shit.
Yeah, everywhere.
It sounds like an art installation.
It really is.
And it's weird that it's that old school and that artsy fartsy and rad. That's so amazing. I want to ask my parents. They had to have gone. You said there's one in Covina?
There was one in Covina, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you would walk through that area where the little foxes were and all this other cute little shit, then you go through that little hallway, and then you end up in the cafeteria part. Which, did you guys ever see that documentary about the punk scene, the backyard punk scene in
East LA?
In East LA?
I did. Was it the Vice one, or
I think it was the Vice.
Decline of Western Civilization.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe.
Do you remember that there was one kid in that documentary that was kind of stuck out above the rest?
Yes.
He was working there when I talked to him. He was working at Clifton's.
Really?
And I was like, bro, I saw you in that fucking documentary. He's all, that wasn't a great representation of the scene. I was like, well, it never is, dude. I was but I don't know.
Wow, so he worked at Clifton's.
He worked there, yeah. I talked to him.
So
Yeah.
let me get it straight. Then David was the first owner. Then his son Robert, right?
Well, it was the first guy was Clifford. So the original guy was David Harrison, but that was a dude that was this is in 1888. So these guys came from a long line of they were all super religious dudes that got into doing restaurant shit, but all they wanted to do was feed starving people.
Yeah.
And figure out how to do it as cheap as possible.
But there was a point where that family, or because I'm guessing the sons or whatever,
dude,
took over, right?
They kept going.
But
5 generations
until the guy with the $10 million came along, right?
2006. It was 2010 is when they sold.
Okay,
but they were old as fuck.
Yeah. But so we can say that after that $10 million guy came along, it was just eminent, right?
So I will hand it to the guy.
He wanted to keep the flag waving, right? He wanted to keep it going.
In that dining room, when you walked into what Clifton's Cafeteria was for that brief moment in time, those 3 years, it was classy as fuck. And I bought lunch for me and my 2 friends, right? So it was lunch, desserts, drinks, all kinds of shit. Do you know what my bill was?
No.
For all this shit. I mean, we're talking 3 giant meals, 14 something.
What? Why?
I have no idea.
This place sounds so magical.
I have no.
Right?
It is honestly the theming and the vibe that you get from in there is. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
And what was the crowd like? Old guys?
No, it was everybody. Fucking everybody. You
could
name
all
it.
go right now to
Yes.
I got $14 right here
For a drink. I guess they got pizza. They got pizza. We could go. It's not that far away from here.
Yeah.
We probably should if it's.
It would be cool just to look at it.
Clifton's. When I went to Clifton's, all I could think about was why the fuck isn't there a Clifton's Cafeteria in DCA?
Oh, in California Adventure?
Dude, but the thing is that the message of Clifton's, of trying to feed people cheap as possible, that message is why there's not a Clifton's Cafeteria at Disneyland.
That's what I wanted to ask you, both you guys. What do you guys think about, besides the generosity of it and the what do you call it? Yeah, the generosity of it. Like, put your own price in the meal if you like it. What do you think? What do you guys think about that? Besides the what is it? Altruistic aspect of it. What do you guys think of that model?
I think it's amazing.
Why? How come?
I think that,
like, in business-wise.
well, as far as a business decision goes, it's not a savvy business choice. However, I love the idea of trying to help people. I think that's amazing. For somebody to be able to feed 10,000 people for free over a 3-month time period during the fucking Great Depression.
Oh, that only went on.
You know, dude, it
during
sucks.
That time.
But he did it forever. This family continued that spirit all the way until they closed the fucking
That's a
dining
beautiful
room.
thing, because, you think about, like, even Walt Disney, he wanted it to be affordable for families, right?
Yeah, he did.
And obviously that's going to change when you get other fucking people involved and how much money you can make. But, like, for as many people, as many McDonald's, there's got to be at least one person trying to do something for people.
5 generations of family.
Yeah.
Clifton's family.
Yeah.
Kept going on with that.
There's got to be some...
From the 1800s to 2010.
They had the put your own price.
They were doing that for that fucking long.
That's very
almost
admirable.
That's like basically 100 years.
I
Wow.
ask you this because I've heard not too long ago, like fucking 7 years ago, I heard of a restaurant. I don't know if it was France or Italy, that they opened up like a cafeteria. Put your own price. If you don't like it, you can eat it and go. Put your own price. I guess they stole that model off of that. I'm guessing.
Who knows?
That's Les Cliftons.
But I actually think that it probably is a good business model in a first world country.
Right.
Like the States and maybe in a good area.
Yeah.
If you put it up in Beverly Hills and then you're a prize, some shit like that, I guess it works.
Downtown during a lot of that time period was not a good place at all. In fact, the majority of that time period, downtown was a shit dump.
So he did it just for the goodness of his heart, just
Yes.
for really trying to help out.
He
right?
really was trying to help out. Even like when he was like developing the Meals for Millions or whatever, there's an organization. Because I went down a deep rabbit hole when it came to Clifton's Cafeteria. There was this whole other segment of like biochemists and he hated politicians because they were always so corrupt, but like he was trying to work with all these people to feed millions of people. He really tried. And he did. And to do it with the theming of Clifton's Cafeteria, it's mind-boggling, dude. You walk in there, you feel the age, number one, and then the theming,
awesome, right?
Dude. The theming is just like mind-blowing. All I could think about was this is what Disney's California, like the Redwood section, wishes it was. And this was done in the fucking 30s and 40s.
And okay, we hear about this magical place, about the dude being all cool and everything. How was the food?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was
Awesome.
curious about the food.
The food was awesome. They had all these different stations. So they had the bakery, they had a salad station, they had the carvery, which was like roast beef and turkey and all this stuff. They had the dessert station. I can't remember every single one of them, but there was all these different stations that you could go get food at. And then they had the drink station, all this stuff. It was like there were so many options for whatever the fuck you wanted to have, whether it be pizza, baked goods.
It feels
anything.
to me like that would be one of those spots that has chicken pot pie.
It would totally have a chicken pot pie.
Right.
In fact, I think they do.
Which
I think they had a chicken pot pie. Yeah, turkey. I mean, you name it, they had it all. And that was something that they brought it, they pulled it right back in from when they redesigned everything and made it amazing. They have this tiki bar that's a hidden tiki bar inside of Clifton's That's now called the Seven Seas, or it's called, what the fuck is it called? Seven Seas or something. I said it earlier.
So they're still around, just with different names, different concepts.
Yeah, so they still. It's
but what's around? Just the address or
no, the whole thing, everything.
Everything is just changed the name.
No, it's still Clifton's.
Oh,
it's now just instead of called Clifton's Cafeteria, it's called Clifton's Republic.
Dude, I love that. This is so fascinating because it reminds me of like it's like a lot like a lost empire. You know what I mean? Kind of like, oh, these are the ruins of. Yeah, I love going back and looking at this stuff because what a giant that business is, like, or that place is. You know
this
what
is
I mean?
not even the only episode we're going to be doing on Robertland about Cliftons.
Oh,
we will be doing another episode on Cliftons.
But this time going right. Republic,
well, we can go.
Yeah, we should go sometime.
But there's going to be another episode, and I think that due to the theming, the history, and the message, and just that this place still exists in some form to this day, this makes it a perfect Robertland episode. I mean, the theming alone is remarkable. I mean, it's extraordinary. I love it in there. It's fucking crazy.
We gotta go, dude, just to see it.
Bro, you're gonna fucking get your mind blown.
Yeah.
It's so fucking rad, especially knowing like where it all started and how it came to be and how they were able to survive all these years in downtown, with downtown kind of being in shambles all around it, but serving 10,000 people a day in its heyday. I mean, that's fucking crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I wonder when all those other locations closed.
Oh, I just said it in the podcast. You can basically they all closed from the mid 80s to the early 2000s.
But okay, but I guess you're asking why, right? Like, why did they?
So all the locations basically had a downturn in business, and I think that they were just, each location was aging, and so they kind of just. Each kind of were like boop 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 boop.
Yeah, probably new models.
Yeah,
like
and
that,
and
right?
really like, and it's, I think that, you know, if when you looked, so again, there's another episode with Huell Hauser where he goes into Clifton's Cafeteria, and he talks to the family.
The OG.
Yep.
Hell
Or
yeah.
well, the second location, but the main Brookdale, and he talks to the family, and in that episode, I think it was probably sometime in the 90s, early 90s. You know, they're seniors. Yeah. So I think that you get it to a certain age, it's like, do you really want to be running 7 restaurants? Totally, yeah. You know, where you're serving that many people? The answer is no. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Yeah. One restaurant's a lot of work, especially one restaurant that's got 4 fucking floors.
And the way it's ran, the way it operates, and
feeding 10,000 people.
Yes, and a lot of the people that had worked at Clifton's had been working there for a very, very long time. And from what I've heard as well is that he would give people opportunities that they wouldn't get anywhere else.
Oh yeah.
So
do you know, since it's a dead episode, do you know what they died of? David and
AIDS,
Robert.
They all died of AIDS. You know, I have no idea.
That secret room, I'm telling you.
I think old age. Yeah, the AIDS room.
Yeah,
that's where they all live.
Well, they're all going to fucking heaven if there is one.
And, you know, it feels fucking haunted. So
yeah,
that's cool.
We want to talk about something spooky. Is there any like creepy? Is there like a little devil in there that's like pussy looking, like in Clifton?
I think that
close up.
I think that it's there wouldn't be. I mean, it's
okay,
like,
good.
They were very, very spiritual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were very spiritual, very godly.
Are there any famous restaurants that are famous for being like haunted or something, or no?
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's a ton.
I'm sure there's one in Chicago. We got a haunted Pollock back there. He ate a lot of kiboshes. You smell his farts and his dead corpse back there.
Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So probably yes.
Yeah.
But no, actually, Angelo and Vinci's in Fullerton. They have a basement with the devil in there. They have a basement with the devil. People say it's haunted. I'll take you sometime.
A basement with the devil?
Angelo, have you been to Angelo and Vinci's?
No.
All right, we're gonna do that one too.
Oh fuck.
It's fucking wild.
What do you mean a devil?
It's a kitschy. Yeah, Satan's there.
But
he's in the dude.
Satan's butthole.
I can't believe that slipped my mind. We gotta go there. Holy shit.
But with the shrine for the devil or what?
I think we're gonna do an episode on it. We have to. It's a cage. Yeah. They have a basement.
Sounds cool.
I don't want to sidetrack.
Democrats? Are there Democrats down there? Hillary Clinton?
They're haunting?
You bet.
I don't want to sidetrack this too much, but just a side note, as for you to know, there's a white guy that went down to TJ and between TJ and
Why does he have to be white?
Because he is white. No, because you'll see what he did.
What he do?
And you would have guessed it. He bought a house or whatever right next to the beach. He made it into a Satan castle.
Fucking awesome.
It has a big Satan head.
Oh, I love it.
And it's got 2 bitches, naked bitches, and it's all crazy, dude.
So great.
And it's called the Satan Castle.
Have you been there?
Castle. Just passed, but you can go.
Wow.
They have like little tours or whatever. And it's this crazy white guy they interview, and he sleeps in a bed which is all like vampire-y with a bunch of daggers just pointed at him. It's crazy,
That's fucking
dude.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, he's like, he's the opposite of Clifton's. He wants to feed less people.
Yeah. He's stealing food.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dude, I'm so like
Halloween
moved by
episode,
this. I'm so inspired by their message of like what they did. Their
yeah, man.
whole mission.
Yeah.
Dude, wow, this is I'm blown away.
Yeah,
dude.
shouts to the Clifford family and what they were
Yeah.
able to accomplish after all those years, and what they've inspired, with like themed restaurants
Yeah.
at a time when like really that
Yeah.
wasn't
Even
really
thing.
Rainforest Cafe. I mean, I could think of a million that could thank Clifton's for being
Clifton?
a thing.
Yeah, Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, Planet
fucking
Hollywood.
Disneyland,
Rock,
fucking.
all that
Yeah.
shit. Because this is a theme.
When you guys
Yeah.
go to Clifton's, or when we go to Clifton's, I'm not even blowing this place out of proportion of what it is. It is the coolest fucking place I've ever been to, and I was so surprised that I had never been there before. You've never heard of it, right?
Never.
And have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, yes,
But not really.
but not real, like not
This-
grasping what it
If
was.
if
Yeah.
it wasn't for places like this, Disneyland would not be as cool as it is.
And that's amazing.
And that's like your favorite
yeah.
place in the world.
Yes.
So it's the
I love
far
these things.
reach of what the Cliffords have done. Fucking their reach goes worldwide, and their message was fucking great. And it's crazy that they didn't even fucking really, as time went on, they didn't even really push their quote unquote agenda onto anybody. It was just kind of like what they did, which is admirable. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in part that's why they were successful,
Sure.
right? It's
Yeah.
gotta be. When you do things like that,
Yeah.
it pays off.
And when I watched that
think.
Hugh Hauser episode, which I didn't even know existed, when I watched that, you can see how genuinely excited the family was to have Huel there, because it was the 2 brothers and a sister, and they were so excited to have Huel there and to show what they were doing, and they were still excited, man. They were like fucking in their 70s and they were beaming.
Wow, we gotta check it out, man.
Clifton's,
I'm
bro.
we're in the tip of the iceberg.
So if
dude.
you were in the greater Los Angeles area, and you want to go for a drink, I cannot recommend Clifton's Cafeteria or Clifton's Republic enough. It's a very special place with a long history, and
But at the end of the day, R.I.P. Clifton, right? The OG.
R.I.P. Clifton and R.I.P. Clifton's Cafeteria.
Yeah.
That was that. Even like I said, like when they reopened it, it was fucking awesome. It was awesome.
I just love that I love that we could bring this out there for people to learn about. I mean, hopefully that'll bring it back. the
Anyone that's a
cafeteria.
fan of anyone that listens to this podcast, anybody that listens to this podcast, they all need to make the fucking pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Even if you don't drink. I don't drink.
Well, this sounds like we're gonna go to Constantinople or something. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Istanbul.
it
We're
is
gonna
the
go,
fucking spot.
Yeah, dude.
It's really like Jerusalem.
Going to Rome
Yeah.
or something like. Yeah.
It is the spot.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. This was, man, what a great way to start the Halloween Dead series.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of that one. It exists, I think, in spirit. But I'm excited. We're getting started, guys.
Yeah.
Get ready for these follow-up episodes. Are going to be real
They're
wild.
pretty cool. And we touched on what Swenson's, which is going to be the last of it. And I got a special surprise for Swenson's as well.
Oh, we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about Swenson's right now?
Nope.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet.
Yeah.
We're going to get some food first.
Oh,
yes,
hell yeah,
yes,
hell
we
yeah.
are.
And then we're
Please.
going to...
So
excited.
we're heading off to Clifton's.
I wish, man.
Yeah, In and Out
Fuck.
sounds groovy.
In and Out? How about the Oinkster? The Oinkster here in Eagle Rock, California.
Y'all ready for?
The Oinkster is where
Y'all
you should
ready
be going.
for this?
If you guys have never had the Oinkster, special shout out to the Oinkster. We love you.
We love you, Oinkster. Thank
We
you
love
guys.
And
for-
shout out to Mickey D's because I love Mickey
You
D's.
fucker.
Well,
All right.
on that note,
In
Guy
Hey,
we trust.
Que la.